Deuces Wild Bitches!
Hello to everyone. How are you guys doing?
Thrill, it's great to have you back. And I love the fact that you're wearing a Mr. Padre TG shirt. That thing is a fucking masterpiece.
It is
Brilliant.
unbelievable, isn't it? Huh? This is a gift from Tommy Luke. He knows a guy, and he gave me this one, and then he also gave me one that is Billy Ripken with the fuckface batting card. Yeah,
No!
so I got one of them. So you'll see that making an appearance here pretty soon. But I figured, hey, look, Giants playing the Padres. This is Mr. Padre. He's one of my best friends in baseball. That sorry he's gone. Rest in peace, Tony. And just what a hell of a guy, Jesus. We can run through the stats if you want, but I mean, it's stupid. I mean, he played 20 seasons, 8 batting titles, career batting average of 338. Had 3,100 and a little bit more than that hits. 15-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, and 7-time Silver Slugger to go with those 8 batting titles.
The amazing thing about him, though, Thrill, even for his day, he was a put the ball in play machine.
Yeah.
Throwback, you could call him, but he really defined an era of baseball and was well known as people would regard him as the best hitter, right? And power was one of the things. I think he hit 17 one year when he decided to open it up a little bit. But obviously, he had one goal in mind, and that was just getting base hits. This is when batting average, there was a ton of focus on that. But Thrill, in this day and age where you see so much swing and miss, and you look back at what Tony Gwynn did, that was special, man. Really, really special.
Unbelievable how special that man was with a baseball bat in his hand. And believe it or not, somebody sent me a link the other day, last week, right? Probably when I was in San Francisco, and it was Tony talking about hitting and how he was talking about taking the knob of the bat to the ball, and then the barrel of the bat stays on the plane. The same stuff that we talk about all the time on the show. And then at the same time, one of our friends, Rick Rona, used to be a catcher with the Cubs. He sends me, and it wasn't the teacher man dude. It's his like little subordinates. And they talking about doing all of this craziness, and then you got to go like this and knock the ball off the tee, and then trying to catch a high fastball. You definitely got to get your barrel down to get the ball up in the air. And I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, first off, where's the common sense in this world? There is no common sense. That's first off. But then second off is, why don't you watch a Tony Gwynn video? The best that ever was. Watch his video and figure out what he's teaching, and ta-da, it's completely opposite than these idiots today.
Well, that's why I think we see such a high strikeout rate, because this shit's infiltrating the youth game. It's bled into high school, college, minor leagues, and now the big leagues. And there was a stat line the other day. It was actually, I believe, the second game of the Giants Yankees series, in which the Giants got shut out for the second time in a row. And it was like, okay, let me look inside the numbers a little bit. And I saw that they had 13 strikeouts in the game and 0 fucking walks. That's an issue. Big issue.
That is an issue. I mean, they faced Max Fried the first game, and he had good stuff. He was moving the ball around, and wasn't too predictable. But the second game, they faced that guy. What's his name? Schlittler or
Schittler.
Schlitter. And
Schittler.
dude, He's throwing 97 and he's cutting it, sinking it, and four seaming it. And I'm sorry, after a while, I got to say, I don't care how hard somebody's throwing. Tune it up just a little bit and let's get after it. Let's put the barrel of the bat on the ball. And good Lord Almighty, like you said, 13 punch outs, no walks. I saw a lot of swings and misses on probably balls that should have been hit. Um, but hey, that's the game today. That's what you got to go through.
Well, you know what? You don't have to go through if you have Car Shield, our title sponsor, are ridiculous over the top repair bills. Because if you have Car Shield, and think about this, I'm going to logically speak about Car Shield because used cars these days are people are buying them at all-time high, right? And with those used cars don't come warranties. So really what Car Shield does is this sort of extended warranty type program, car protection program. So if something happens, you don't have these repair bills coming over and over and over at you. Now you and I, Thrill, we're both Car Shield customers, so we're covered. We're good. But if you're listening to the show and you're thinking about or you have an out of warranty vehicle, uh, go ahead and go to Car Shield. Check out what they're offering. They are not only friends of the program, not only title sponsors, but they're all our type of people, Thrill, which I can't be more grateful to have them involved here with Deuces Wild.
You know what? And on top of that, I've had several people send me either pictures or videos of you on TV promoting Car Shield. So you are the face of Car Shield now. And
You, you bet your
my buddy,
season tickets, Thrill.
yeah, my buddy was in Buffalo Wild Wings. He's munching on some wings, and here comes EB, and he pulls out his phone and he starts taking a video of EB. I'm like, that's my man right there. That's my man.
Yeah, they did a good job with the commercials. I'm not sure how many of our Deuces Wild crowd saw them, but there's four different ones. Fantastic, man. They make me smile and laugh, and I sort of poke fun. I'd say at myself, but with myself, and really whatever you could do to kind of get a message out. And the Car Shield guys reached out. I mean, this guy Kevin, really good dude. And so he reached out. He's like, "Hey, I'm getting a lot of really good feedback on the commercials." I'm like, "Look, bro, whenever you could do something that puts a smile on people's faces, we're winning, right?" And so that's what I think Car Shield did, not only with the commercials that I was in, but with all the other commercials that they did. And they're they're doing well, man. They're pushing it out really hard on MLB Network in front of baseball crowds. So I'm starting to hear from people I haven't fucking heard from in years, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool, and I'm glad that they jumped on board here. They recognize the fact that you and I do it right, and we're customers. Not only are we representing them, but we're customers too as well. So, one of the things that you always run into with opening day is you always run into end of the season cuts, and we had a few get whacked here that maybe people want to know what's going on there. Luis Matos, they sent him to the Brewers after they took him off the roster. Brewers probably, hey, look, give us Matos, and they sent a little cash over our way. We grabbed a pitcher who got DFA'd from the Tigers, a guy by the name of Dylan Smith. Got a little big league time, but they turned around and they took him off the roster, sent him down to Sacramento. So he's in Sacramento. So that gives us another arm for the pen. And then they DFA'd Tyler Fitzgerald. Tyler he's had every shot in the world. I mean, I love Tyler to death. Don't get me wrong. He's a good dude. I really like him a lot. But he's had every shot, and now with Arias, taking over at second base, and Casey Schmidt went in a kind of utility role. It was really nowhere for him except in AAA. So they DFA'd him. So we'll see what happens with Tyler Fitzgerald.
Yeah, best of luck to those guys, man. I really like Tyler Fitzgerald. I think he's got some potential. Obviously, Matos as well. Look, having success in the big leagues is tough. You know
Yeah,
this as well as I do. It's not about getting to the big leagues. It's about staying in the
yeah,
big leagues, and it's
yeah.
really fucking hard, man.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you that. You and I have never really talked about that. Because you had the up and down to start out with, and then you came up. You spent time in the big leagues. How much time do you have in the big leagues?
Parts of 11 seasons.
All right, all right, I
Yeah.
got you. So you got fully vested for the pension and all that.
No, I'm like, I don't forget what the number is. It's like 90 something percent, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, all right.
Yeah. Because they go by days, right? The service time goes by days. So you get 100, I think so, you got to have like 170 days to complete a full year. So, yeah, it was, it's, it's funny because everyone's like, oh, did you get to your 10 years? I'm like, well, I played parts of 11 seasons, but if you add up all the time, I think it was like 9 and change. And then I did think about it when I was at the end because I'm like, I knew I could still play. And I'm like, dude, should I chase? That was one of the questions I asked. I'm like, should I chase this to get to the pension, to fully vested pension? And then I realized that if you have, say, 9.5 years, you're going to get 95% of the pension,
Yeah, I got you.
right? So
I
that
got you.
that's
Well,
that's how it works.
hey, look, that's good that you didn't chase it, but you still got it going on. So
Well, dude, I'm not sticking around for that shit, man.
no,
That's not why I play the game. I didn't play
no,
the game
I
to get
get it. I
fucking
get
10
it.
years in the big leagues. I played the game because I fucking loved it. I played the game because when I put on that uniform and ran out there, I knew in my heart that I was one of the very best fucking baseball players in the world, and I was going to go out there and give it everything I absolutely had, right? I played
Yeah,
this game because there was nothing like it. There's nothing like running out there and say we're facing Marquez tonight, and all of a sudden say I'll put myself in, Adamas's position, who's leading off tonight. The ba 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 ba, boom, jump up, tap myself on the helmet, step in that batter's box, and it is literally like the Kevin Costner scene in the movie uh, For Love of the Game, where he's like, clear the mechanism. And that was my
yeah,
tap on the helmet. It's like that
yeah,
clear the mechanism. And it's just you and see all these people and all this other shit around. Fucking it disappears. It becomes just you and the pitcher and thrill. It's special, man. And there's very few have ever been able to do this. But that's why I played it. I played it for not necessarily that rush. And look at Adonis. Deep. Hit off the thing. Yes, off the top of the fucking wall, man. I believe off the bricks too, and that's a ding dong Donkey Kong leadoff homer here on Deuces fucking Wild.
Hey, hey. So somebody, I think it might have been Ryan, was like, "Why is Arias hitting? In the four hole today?" And I said, "Why is Adames hitting leadoff?" Well, evidently there must be something with the numbers or something like that. So, Mister Adames, nice job right there. Nice job. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we lead off. He gives a little love to the camera and everything. Boom.
We go as Adamas goes. Understand that, right? This is the leader of that team. He is the dude that's got the tiger stripes. But I mean, look at the umpire. Won't give him time. What a dick. Devers tried to call time late, but didn't give it to him. But Thrill, look, Arise. I have so much fun watching him hit. He is so elite. He needs to be in the front of the lineup. I would have told you, he doesn't have to lead off for me, but I need him in a position potentially, if you think about it, maybe to drive in runs, because you get into those situations. Who would you trust more than Luis Ariz, who's going to cut down his swing? So if one of these guys gets on before him, I got to believe that was a conversation in the Giants coaches room that led to Adonis leading off. And now you have Devers, and then eventually it's going to be Ariz. Those guys are going to get on base. Let it rise, drive him in with the base hit.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, look, it's one of those things, man. Sometimes you just got to shake it up a little bit. And, look, comes straight out to shoot. And, here we go.
And take a look at the homer again. It was a breaking ball, sort of a hanger right over the middle, and it hit off the very top of that little wall, dude. That little bitty guy. And then off the warehouse. A thrill in comparison. I mean, I always like to bring this back to me as my favorite subject. I actually hit a ball off the top of that fucking Western Metal Supply sign. Way up there, like third, fourth deck, whatever it is. One of my favorite homers ever.
Oh, Petco Park. That sucker wasn't around when I was there.
No, but you were at the Jack Murphy Stadium, which,
Yeah.
I mean, with the nostalgia of that, it's even better.
Yeah, no, we had the old the Tony Gwynn Stadium is basically what it was. I mean, he had the grass cut like this, and I mean, any hard ground ball would just shoot through there. So I loved hitting in the old Jack Murphy / Qualcomm. So anyway,
And going back for a second, as I was talking about it before Adonis came up here and hit the homer. Folks, that's why we play the fucking game, man. For that feeling, for that chance, for that opportunity to go ahead and take advantage of, boom, a hanging breaking ball, leading off a game, piecing it, the feeling off the bat, running around the bases. All the other bullshit, you can fucking have it. I swear to you. The money, the service time, the pensions, all this crap. I'm not. It was that came with it, and you accepted it, and you were just very grateful for it. But at the end of the day, it was never fucking about that, right? It was about what happened on that field and the chance to compete against the best players in the world.
yeah, yeah, totally. I totally agree with you. So
Here's Ramos. So tell me, Thrill, you were in San Francisco, and you obviously spent several days there. You were with the team. You were on the field at times. What did you see from this group as Ramos walks and here comes a rise?
so so for me personally, you know, I was there for the two exhibition games against the team from Monterrey, Mexico, and then I was there for the first two against the Yankees. Um, against Mexico, team looked real relaxed and took it easy, and they scored double digits in both games. Eldridge hit a home run before he went back to AAA, stuff like that, and it looked good. And so then you hit Wednesday, and you got the Netflix game, and that was a fiasco. All the shit that was going on the field, and then you got your second opening day, the real opening day with the Giants on Friday. So you got to go through all of that craziness too. So I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, there's too much crap going on the field, but at the same time, you and I talked about this, and I'm going to make a big deal about this. I'm going to make a big deal about this. Tony Gwynn told me break up spring training into three segments. The first segment is the first 2 weeks where you getting your body in shape. You're getting back out on the field. You're getting used to being in spikes and all that sort of stuff. Second 2 weeks, you're getting your timing down. Last 2 weeks, that bell's getting ready to ring. And Padna, you better tighten up the screws on the ship. All right. And let me just tell you something right now. You don't tighten up the screws on the ship by not playing 7, 8, 9 innings, and also taking days off. That's bullshit. The last 2 weeks of spring training, I am balls to the wall because as soon as that bell rings, I do not want to come out to shoot 0-3. That's not what I want to do. And so, I'm hoping that, these things get changed for next year because, sorry, I mean, if you're a starting pitcher, they got him on these pitch counts and all that. Bullshit. Let him go 6. Let him go 7. Let him go whatever he can go to ramp up his innings for when the season starts.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't agree more, especially with the hitters. The hitters need the at bats.
Hell yeah, they need the at bats. Look at the at bats in spring training. If you look, nobody got 40 at bats. Nobody. I mean, I hate to say it, but 1987, we had A games and we had B games. And believe it or not, I was playing in both of them. I had 120, 130 at bats when we broke spring training. I was in mid-season form, you
That's
know?
great.
So, anyway.
Matt Chapman gets jammed but gets a base hit. We now have runners at second and third with 2 outs. This is after a rise popped up, and now we have Jung Hoo Lee. Just 1 for 13 here. I mean, 077 in a
All
big
right, Jung Hoo,
situation.
get you a good pitch to handle and get the barrel on it. Let's see what he does right here. Come on, big boy. Let's go. Come on.
Huge at bat. Driven
Oh!
deep to right field.
Oh!
There it goes off the wall.
Boom!
Monty's
That's what I'm
moving
talking
beautifully
about.
to second, and it's 3-0 Giants.
Ladies and gentlemen, the power of No Filter Network right there. The thrill and EB egging on Jung Hoo. We give him the positive energy and whammo right off the top of the wall, RBI.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit, Thrill, and that's the one thing you said. Check this out. This is back-to-back breaking balls. He threw it the pitch before. He throws it again. Jung Hoo Lee sits on it and pounds this thing, man. Right
That's
off the wall, a 2 RBI double.
Yeah, that's the kind of pitch you want to swing at. That's the old proverbial, what we would call back in the day, a cement mixer. All it does is just spin, and whammo, those get smacked. So nice job, Jung Hoo. We got a mound visit, as you would think, with giving up a few runs here in the first inning. So now the Gigantes have matched their run total from last night, which was a season,
Well, if it matched the run,
high.
here's Harrison Bader, Thrill. He went deep last night. Oh,
He did a good job last night. He got a hanging curveball, and dude, he stayed on it and smoked it.
let me explain something to the folks at home. So, you just saw Jung Hoo Lee, and I realize he's a left-hand hitter, but you saw Jung Hoo Lee hit the curveball off the wall. If I'm Bader, I'm coming up in that situation. I know that Marquez is pissed that he gave up a hit on that curveball, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna pour a fastball in here." And I know
Right.
it's a two-seamer, but if I'm Bader, I'm looking for a first pitch two-seamer running in on my hands right there, and I would have offered at that first pitch. Instead, he took the two-seamer. It was 0-1. Then he gets the breaking ball, nasty, away, and then he's 0-2. Now he's fighting for his life up there.
Yeah, but now you can see Marquez is kind of feeling for his breaking stuff. Threw one in the dirt right there, so I'd look fastball right here. Let's see what Bader gets.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner at second, 2 outs. There's a fastball, a little excuse me swing, and that's not going to get it done.
Yeah, he got fooled right there, and looked like he was just trying to foul it off and kind of put it in play. But hey, look, hell of a first inning for the boys. Da 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 da. You got your big boy on the mound. You got Logan Webb on the mound. You give him a 3-run lead on the road, and you say, "Take it and run with it, big boy."
Yeah, how nice is that to have Logan Webb on the mound and you spot him 3 runs in the first inning? That's exactly what they did not do against the Yankees, and they had some shoddy defense, Thrill. Defense was not great in that first series against the Yankees. Am I looking too far into this, or is this something we need to be concerned about?
Don't look too far into it. The guys actually did a decent job. I mean, they didn't do the greatest job. I mean, you're not going to do the greatest job when you lose 3 in a row. there's just you can nitpick everything as to why we lost 3 games, but it's exactly what you and I talk about all the time. Is, hey, look, I hate to tell you, but look at the guys on the other side of the field. They're pros too. Okay, and it just so happens it's the Yankees who were in the playoffs last year. So, look at what we got. We got the Yankees. We got the Padres. We got the Mets. and we got the Phillies to start off the year. Those 4 freaking stud teams. That's why I'm making such a big deal about coming out of spring training, and I mean being fucking balls to the wall. You got to come out, you got to have your freaking ears pinned back, and you got to take the action to the other team.
I get it, man, but that's difficult.
Oh,
Just
oh,
to think about it, like those are 4 juggernauts that you have to deal with right off the bat. And as a matter of fact, they're probably looking at this Padres team thinking this might be the most vulnerable team because then you got the Mets who they what ended up losing their first series of the year. Then you got the Phillies who lost their first series of the year. They're going to be fucking gunning
yeah.
for you, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just not getting any easier at all.
Yeah. So let's see what Logan's got going on tonight, because the one thing that I saw in his start against the Yankees was he was throwing strikes, don't get me wrong, but it was almost like the Yankees had this approach like, let's hit the first freaking fastball we see because we don't want to get him into the rest of the shit.
No,
And I mean, he gave up 5 knocks in a row, and I think 4 of them, were on heaters. So another thing with Logan, when he's got it going on, he's got the downward plane. So his sinker bites down a little bit. If it bites across, if it's real flat, those are the ones that get hit.
that's flat, man.
Yeah,
Right? The
yeah,
one before was you saw, I think it was a fastball, but you saw some massive movement.
yeah.
And then he tries to make it adjustment back the other way and it just stays up. And those are the
Right,
pitches that get
right.
pounded.
Logan's real headsy. He gets into his head about his pitch shapes and what he wants them to do and stuff like that. And he and I have talked about it before. And I flat out told him, I said that flat sinker is the one I want to hit. So if you get on top of it and you throw a sinker that's got a little bite to it, a little bite down, dude, I got my work cut out for me.
Ground ball up the middle. Adonis has got it. One
There we
down.
go. There we go. Nice. Cronenworth got him out. That a baby.
It's exactly what you want. Thrill. So when you were in San Francisco, you sent me a picture of you and the commissioner. How did
How
that
about
conversation go?
that? How about that? So I am up in the suites and I'm doing my normal appearances, right? And so I get through one appearance. Tatis went the other way down the line. I didn't catch what pitch it was. I just saw the ball coming off the bat.
All right, yeah. Let's pause. Let's leave this for a second because I love Tatis.
Here we go. Oh no, never
So they're
mind.
showing the defense of the Giants. You got Harrison Bader, the Gold Glover in center. You got Matt Chapman, the 5-time Gold Glover at third base. Logan Webb's the Gold Glover himself, and then of course the 2-time Gold Glover and Patrick Bailey behind the plate. Here's Manny Machado, 2 for 12 this season, a double, 4 walks, 3 punch-outs. He takes a hanging breaking ball right down the dick, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably one he wants back. Look how far over Casey Schmidt is. I mean, he's got a long way to go to get back to first base.
Yep. So that's kind of you pointing that out right there. All right. You got the second baseman up the middle, right, and you got Schmidt over. So you basically have one guy on the right side of the infield. Why would you not look for something away and try to drive it that way and get an RBI? That would be the best way to go about it, instead of looking for a sinker in off of Logan. That was a
Look at
sinker
Bader.
in.
Outfielders, take a look at that. Shitty throw. Really shitty throw. But he did a good job getting behind the
Getting
baseball
behind
like
it.
this, catching it here,
Yep.
coming in and throwing. I just don't know if he's got the arm to be able to manipulate the baseball how he wants to.
Right. He doesn't have the arm that he used to have, but at the same time, he's doing things fundamentally, correct. So
Yeah, that was cool to watch. Bader with the thick eye black. So we never got to see Tatis's hit down the right field line. But Thrill, I mean, here we are, again in San Diego. Here's Jackson Merrill, runner on third base. Padres want to try to answer with at least one run right here.
Let's see what he starts him off with. He starts him off with a breaking ball and a sinker.
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 Front door sinker. So he starts it at him and then has it come back.
There's Bader getting in position again. All you young
this
kids,
is great.
all you young kids, that's how you want to do it. You want to get behind the ball, get set up, catch it, and throw. Nice job.
Yeah, it really was. So did you see he gets behind it like this, and when he's coming in, he actually caught it here and then threw. Where if you catch it here and throw, it's easier to get on top and stay through that. Because he had to come from here all the way around here, then release it high.
Here's another one. Here's another one for you too. Here's another one for you too, EB. And you guys in the outfield had much more, ground to cover, all that sort of stuff. But as far as the infield goes, when you catch it, like I don't put a glove up like this. I got my second hand right there. That was a good pitch right there. He let that one go. I got my second hand right there, and I catch the ball above my face, and immediately I transfer, and I'm going to throw. All right? Bader caught that ball one-handed and then had to transfer it and then get going. Takes a little time to do that, but it is what it is.
All right, a 3-2 count right here.
Yeah, he kind of cut those two fastballs loose pretty good right there.
Thrill, if you're Jackson Merrill in this situation, runner on third base, 2 outs, full count, what are you looking for?
I'm looking sinker.
Okay, he throws a changeup.
All right.
Scores around baseball right now. Pirates 8, Reds 3. Rockies, they're down 5-1. They're going to have another dog shit year. A's, they win their first game of the season 5-2 over the Braves. The Angels 2-0 in Wrigley right now over the Cubs. 5-2 Brewers. Let's keep doing what the Brewers do. Win. They're in the middle of the 8th inning. 3-0 Cardinals over the Mets. And we'll get back to some more scores in a minute. But Xander Bogaerts here, first and third, 2 outs. Thrill. Slider.
Yep.
All right. Now, if you're Bogaerts, I imagine the second baseman's playing up the middle. The first baseman's holding him on. That's a huge fucking hole between first and second base. I'm thinking that's my approach. Can he execute? That's the pitch to do it.
That's the pitch to do it right there. That's the pitch to do it. It's a breaking ball going away from him. All you got to do is stay inside that ball and shoot it that way. But instead, he's trying to pull the ball.
Tries to do too much. Does not work out. Let's see if he can make an adjustment here. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Webb. 2 balls, 1 strike. I don't know. I feel like Webb does his best when he's really commanding the sinker, right?
Yeah,
and everything's working off that.
I think right here, he's trying to make Bogaerts hit the ball the other way. So I think he's going to throw the ball away right here.
There it is. I mean, it's like middle away.
Another breaking ball. Hey, look, you and I just flat out. I mean, 2 out of the last 3 pitches, we're sitting here bullshitting, but we're calling what's coming, and we're calling where you need to hit the ball. All you got to do is just stay through it, stay on top of it, and you got one guy over there. One guy. You got the first baseman because the second baseman's playing up the middle. So these are the kind of things that I try to teach, when I go see the minor leaguers and stuff like that. But then, when we have like hitters meetings and stuff like that in San Francisco, I'm like, hey, boys, if they keep playing you up the middle like that, you only got one guy over there. All you got to do is get on top of it, shoot that son of a bitch that way.
And what do they say when you tell them that?
They give me random excuses, so I don't know. So, but anyway, here's another thing too, and I've gotten this question over the course of my, you know, retirement is, did anybody play a shift against you? I go, no. And they go, why? I said, because first off, I could go the other way. That's first off. But then second off, if you put a shift on me, so let's say the shortstop comes around, the second baseman's deep and all that sort of stuff, where do you think they're going to pitch you? They're going to pitch you in because they want you pulling the ball. Well, guess what? If I know the pitch is coming in, I'll back off the plate. Now that ball in is out over the plate. I just stay inside of it and I shoot it the other way. You know, that's what we talk about moving around in the batter's box. You and I have talked about that. And, when you tell people that, they look at you like you crazy. Like, no, I've got to stand in the same spot all the time. No, you don't. Move around the batter's box.
Yeah. I'm a huge proponent of moving around in the batter's box. I would move
Yeah.
up, especially like guys that would throw slower. Give you example, Jamie Moyer, right? I finally started hitting Jamie Moyer when I moved up in the batter's box. I said, screw it. Like he was owning me and he was throwing these cutters in, change-ups away, cutters in, change-ups away. And finally I said, fuck this. And I'm like, I'm going to get him as early as possible and move way up in the batter's box and clipped him, I think, 2 or 3 different times before my career was over. All right,
So,
Thrill.
so
Here's
that right there was Patrick Bailey swinging at a breaking ball, and then he took a fastball right there. So now he swung on the first pitch breaking ball. Jung Hooley got a double on a breaking ball. Adames got a homer on a breaking ball. You see the theme that I'm coming with right here, ladies and gentlemen? It might be part of our scouting report.
Here's a good look, Ben. 1-2 pitch. Oh, stays on it right up the middle, but Marquez gloves it. All right, Thrill, go ahead and can you regale us with the story of meeting the commissioner in San Francisco?
So, like I said, I'm doing these appearances, which I do all the time. Josh knows, Big Mike knows, and I'm in a suite, and I like legitimately look to my right, and the commissioner's in the next suite, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he goes, I'm like, uh, ladies and gentlemen, I said, hang on one second. I said, the commissioner over here wants to talk to me. So I go in his suite, and we had general bullshit. Don't get me wrong. We just bullshitted a little bit. But then it got around to the Olympics in 28. All right. And I flat out asked him, I said, Commissioner, I said, what are you planning on doing? What are you thinking about doing? All right. And this is what he told me. He told me that they're looking at doing professionals and they're looking at doing it some sort of way or another around the All-Star break. So, like, have the All-Star break. There we go. Got a base knock right here. That bad. Good job. Attaboy,
Casey
Casey.
Schmidt, friend of the
Attaboy.
program.
Nice job. So anyway, so he's talking about taking the All-Star break and extending it. And so basically everybody would have 7 to 10 days off while we had the All-Star break, the All-Star game, and then we had the Olympics. And for me personally, I told him this. I said, you're going to go back to all the WBC stuff about, teams are going to say, hey, my pitcher can only do this and my hitter can only do this. He goes, I know. And I said that, me personally, I thoroughly enjoyed it as a college athlete going and playing in the Olympics. I said, so there's another option for you if you don't want to bust up the season. Let the freaking college guys go do it. I said, we got some studs in the college ranks right now, and I said, some of these other teams, Venezuela or Puerto Rico or whatever, they got the same problem. Their stars are playing in the major leagues right now. Yeah. So, hey, what we got there? We got a little error.
Yeah, it looks like a hard hit ball.
I don't know if it's an error or if that ball came up and ate Machado up. I couldn't tell. Let's see what he got.
Say a fastball. No, that's gonna be a hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see him dive. He dove and then he had the missed transfer. So Mr. Adames, 2 for 2. Come on, Mr. Diva Devers. I don't know. I call him Devers one night, Devers the next night. Come on, Rafi. Get a hold
Yeah,
of
who
one,
gives a
baby.
fuck?
There we go. There we go. There we go. That was a good take. Come on.
So you were telling the commissioner, you were suggesting like potentially college kids play.
Yeah, no, I flat out told him. I said if you run into problems, you know, getting the the pros, to the Olympics, and on top of that, basically stopping the season for 10 days. I said, I promise you those college kids would love to play in it. Hell, they all play in the USA teams as it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to have the big leaguers personally.
Yeah.
It's the Olympics, man, and I don't give a shit. Everyone's gonna make their excuse. Oh, I don't want this guy to throw. I don't want
Hey,
this
we
guy
got
to
a we
throw.
got a three we got a 3-0 count right here. Let's see if he cuts it loose. If they give him the green
I
light.
say yes, right? I'm having him
Oh
swing
yeah.
right here.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh, challenge it.
Oh.
He wants to hit.
Yeah, he wants
So
to
he goes,
hit.
fuck it, he
You
doesn't
ain't
count it.
kidding. But me being a left-handed hitter, that is my pitch right there. One down and right down the middle of the plate. It's like, ooh, I can do a lot with that.
Big swing. Looks like he gets jammed. This might fall. It does. Base hit for Rafael
Nice.
Devers. He goes like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The whole time he's at first, he's like this. He's like, ow, ow, ow.
He's got a smile on his face. That's all that matters. Watch him.
Oh, that was he's gonna dream about that one tonight. That's a pitch he wants to hit.
He's
You
just
know,
not
that's
on
that's
time,
a
man. He's
that's a
late.
that's a 3-1 fastball, middle in and down. That's a lefty's dream.
So the bases are juiced now, Thrill. One out in the second inning. Marquez is going through it. 43 pitches. I got to imagine they got the bullpen going
Oh
at
yeah.
this point.
Oh yeah, I promise you. All right, so now, real quick, let's go over what Heliot Ramos should look for. I am not looking in right here. You've seen how many breaking balls he's thrown already. You've seen he's trying to go on that first base side of home plate. I am looking for something, either breaking ball that I can stay inside of or a fastball that's on the outer part of the plate. I'm looking at trying to go to right center field and do some damage right here.
All right, here's the 0-0 pitch. That ball's up
And
93 miles per hour.
And the catcher's kind of set up out over the plate. He wasn't even way in on that pitch. So, all right, no big deal. Here we go. Same thing. Look out.
1-0 pitch to Ramos. Bases juiced. Gets a ball out over the plate. He fucking pops it up. It's not going to get it done. Second baseman doesn't see it. Center fielder does. He's got it. You can't run on that.
Unbelievable.
Oh, dude.
That ball right there has got to be torched.
Torched.
I mean, that
These
ball's
guys
out
are
over the
late on
plate.
it, though.
That ball's out over the plate.
You got one job to do. That's it. Get something to the outfield. You got a perfect pitch to do it. Be on time. No matter what, you're like, I'm just not going to get beat by this hitter here. Well, he was beat by the hitter, and here's a rise. This is a guy you want. Oh, shit, that's on the dick, man.
Oh yeah.
You can't take that.
I don't know what he was looking for right there. He was almost looking like, hey, I'm going to take a pitch because he's going to be scared of me. And on top of that, this is a Rise former team, so he's trying to do well against these guys.
Well, Marquez, he's had success getting guys out with the fastball so far. If I'm him, I'm going to keep throwing sinkers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He
No,
can throw
I'm
it
with
down
you.
the middle. These guys haven't been on time. There's a breaking ball. What a block by the Padres catcher.
Come on,
Real
son.
good job.
Come on, son.
1-1 count, 2 outs, bases juiced, second inning. Luis Ariz. Good swing.
He
95
had a
mile
he
per
had
hour
a good
fastball
he
down.
had a good swing right there. He just flat out missed it. That was a good swing though.
These guys are late on it. It's 95, but I think the perceived velocity is
Yeah.
probably a little bit more. Taking a look at the defensive alignment, right center field gap is wide open. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners need to be going on the swing. Ready? Go! So as soon as that swing starts, to be a fly ball can of shit to left field. But this is something that I see in the youth game that doesn't get done enough. As soon as that guy starts swinging the bat, you as a runner can take off because it's either going to be strike three and the inning's over, or the ball's going to be put in play. And you
Yeah.
talk about fighting for inches. That's everything, man. If you could fight for that inch just to be safe at home plate or wherever it's going to be.
Okay. So Ryan was talking about this shit earlier, but my man Trey Clark, he has this one. It's called Willpower, and it's Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and myself. All right. We are the top three San Francisco Gigantes with sacrifice flies.
Yeah.
Willie Mays has 90, Willie McCovey has 67, and I got 58. All right. So when you're talking about driving in a run from third base, less than 2 outs, I'm in the company of Hall of Famers. Where do you think I learned it from? I learned it from those two guys, talking to those two guys in spring training. And hey, Willie, how do you get a good fly ball to hit? And both of them, to the T, both of them said, you look for a breaking ball or you get a high fastball and you stay inside of it. You do not try to pull it. If you pull it when you mess up, then you dip up underneath it, you hit the pop up like Ramos did, or you hook some stuff foul. Yeah, every now and then you'll launch one. But if you take your approach as to I'm gonna stay inside of it and drive it up the middle the other way, ball automatically gets in the air. And that's how you hit a routine sacrifice fly.
What was it like being around Willie Mays and Willie McCovey?
You know what? Unbelievable. I mean, first off, you're looking around, you're like, oh my God, they're here, that kind of thing. But then, second off, is, they were not, Willie McCovey was a little bit more reserved. Willie Mays was outgoing. But, if you asked questions, they'd give you every freaking answer you ever wanted. And so, who better than to talk to than the two Hall of Famers that are standing right here next to me behind the batting cage?
Do guys ask you questions?
No, no, not anymore. Not anymore. You know,
Really?
I mean, yeah, they'll tell me what they're doing. They'll tell me, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. No, you're not. You freaking no, you're missing it by a mile.
Why do you think that is? Why won't they ask questions?
You know what? I don't know whether it's a pride thing or they think I'm gonna say everything about me. I'm gonna say stuff about them to make them better. There you go, Logan. A little punch out right there.
Well, dude, you're a teacher. Like,
Yeah.
it's even on the podcast. Like, sure, we talk about some of the shit that you did, but at the same time, when you get really excited, if when you talk about the game and the
Yeah.
counts and learning and certain moments and swing planes and path and pulling hands inside the baseball, what we're pitches we're looking for. That's when I see the juice of Will Clark come on the screen. Why the fuck wouldn't they ask more questions?
Totally agree. Totally agree. And on top of that, all right, I like information from the guys that have been there, done that. I like that. All right. So, we can we kind of talk about it, with the guys that do the bat. fucking shit like that. Have they ever been there, done that? No.
No.
But if you look at a Tony Gwynn video and he's talking about pulling the knob to the ball and standing on the plane of the ball, and he's talking about that, well, I'm gonna be like, he's the best that's ever been, and I'm gonna pay attention to him, and I'm gonna use some stuff and put it in my game. But instead, you got these morons that have never played Major League Ball, and they're talking about fucking taking you back and and put that elbow up there in the top of the how you gonna do this and get on top of a high fastball? That goes back to common sense. You're not. So, and why don't we do what Tony Gwynn's talking about? Take your bottom hand, pull it this way, and whammo, there's your barrel of the bat on top of the high fastball. Thank you.
Why do you think so many people, including kids in the youth game, including high school players, including college players, including professionals, including some guys in the big leagues, listen to this shit, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like where do they think that this is the way to hit now? Where is it that we all got lost? And
Yeah,
I get Aaron Judge, and I understand what he's doing and how he's doing it. He's 6'7", he's a fucking beast, and
he's
he
a
actually does a
beast.
really good job getting on plane and staying on plane with the baseball. But how that has turned into this, I got no fucking idea,
I
man.
got no fucking idea either. Here's another one, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit, but when we had hitters meetings, okay, if I have never faced anybody that I'm looking at right here, I am asking my teammates. So I'm going up and saying, Byrnesy, I know you face this dude. What's he got? What side of plate he works? How did he pitch you? And I'm picking your brain, right? So I'm going to my teammates and all that sort of stuff. I don't need the hitting instructor. All right. I'm going off of what I'm seeing with my eyeballs, common sense that's on the video. And then I'm going to my teammates and I'm saying, hey, give me a little help. Give me a heads up here. And then guess what? I am going to formulate a game plan. First off, number two, nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this. The guy who's calling the freaking pitches right there next to you has not changed. He's going to call it game 1, game 2, and game 3 of the series. If you have not hurt him, you are going to see the same shit that he's going to call over and over and over again. And if you get a guy coming in from the bullpen and you're like in the middle of the game, you're like, fuck, I've never faced this guy before. Well, guess what? Instead of worried about what he's got, just pay attention to him while he's while he's on the mound. He's got to throw 8 warm-up pitches. But then when you get up to the plate, remember what the fuck this guy has called. He's going to call it again. Boom. There's my rant for the evening. And put that one on TikTok.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's true, man. I mean, no one talks about the catcher because the catchers have tendencies to repeat what they're calling. So if they're trying to, say, for example, get ahead with the fastball away and then spin you and say maybe we're 1-1 at this point, we might try a fastball in, whatever it is, but there's patterns. The more a hitter has the ability to recognize patterns, the better chance he's going to have at success.
Without a shadow of doubt, totally agree with you. Just paying attention to right behind you a little bit. Logan punched out the first 2 dudes. Looks like he's starting to get into a little rhythm, and then he walked Nick Castellanos on a pretty close pitch. So looks like Logan's starting to feel a little better out on the hill.
I mean, he's at his best when he's doing this shit, right? Just breaking
Yeah,
ground
boom.
balls.
I mean, that's what he lives and dies for. But I mean, shit, he had 220 something strikeouts last year and led the NL, so he can do it that way too. But you save pitches by throwing that sinker in there and let him pound it in the dirt. And that's what I saw. That's what I was telling you. That's what I saw in the Yankees game. He had a good first inning, but then the second inning, the Yankees had a little game plan on him, and they were attacking him pretty quick. And they had 5 straight base knocks, which led to the big inning against him. But tonight, he's doing a much better job.
How did your conversation conclude with the commissioner?
So he kind of told me what he was thinking. I told him, hey, look, if it doesn't work out, the college guys would love it and all that sort of stuff. And he goes, look, he said, we still got to figure it out. We got a ways to go. You're talking about 28, so you got all of the baseball season in 27, and I know that he's going to be talking to the owners, and the owners are going to have opinion on whether you can have my player or not. All right, in the middle of the season, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, he's got some stuff he's got to figure out as far as that goes. And then, like this stuff with the challenge hat and all that stuff. Hey, look, I get it, but you and I talked about it. They keep talking about speeding up the game, but then they put these fucking rules in there that slow the game down. It's like, wait a second, wait. Let's have a timeout while this guy thinks it's not a strike, and we gotta wait a little bit. Oh, on the board it comes up, ball or strike or whatever it is. It's like, hey, you want to speed the game up? Well, then quit putting the stupid rules in there. So anyway,
So Thrill, the ABS has officially been implemented. These teams have 2 challenges per game. We've seen as many as 10 challenges in a single game because you get to hold on to your challenge if you're correct. What are your thoughts on ABS so far here in the early going of the 2026 season?
I can see, where, guys would think, hey, look, I thought that was a ball. Okay, fine. But I was actually talking to Vitello in spring training, and I told him, I said, have you had a meeting with the guys about like when to use it? And he goes, well, we've talked about it. I said, well, you definitely need to have it. I said, if there's nobody on, nobody out in the second inning, I'm not going to give it one of those numbers. Sorry. All right. If it's bases loaded in the 7th, different story. I'm going to give it one of those numbers. All right. And, you have to also realize, because I saw this in spring training, I saw it with my own eyes. The other team that we were playing blew 2 of their calls. All right. So, like you said, you only get 2 a game. So now the umpire, what we got here?
Got it! Matt Chapman! Ding dong,
Donkey Kong! That's what we're talking about, Chappie. Get the fever, baby. Everybody get happy in San Diego.
I mean, Thrill. This is great for the Giants offense. They loaded the bases in the second inning and came away with nothing. But then Matt Chapman leads off the 3rd inning with a solo shot. You like to see the juice in the Giants, Dougie. That's it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. No, here's a replay. Oh,
Fastball up.
boom.
Yeah, he popped it up. He missed it, but it went out anyway. It's like
Yeah,
328
no,
feet.
it must be a good night in San Diego to hit, because he didn't get all of that one, but it made it enough.
Take a look. Right down the line.
Look, him and Adames went in the same spot, right at 342 sign.
Yeah.
But
There's Jung Lee.
Jung-Hoo Lee. But yeah, so anyway, that ABS stuff, I personally wouldn't use it for me until it was 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it had to be something that I, thought was like blatant. And those guys are getting so good now. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, before we had the homer. Oh, geez, nice play from his knees. But so what I was saying was, the other team on the other side of the field, they lost their 2 challenges, and they lost them pretty quick, like by about the 4th inning. The umpire behind home plate, dude, all of a sudden, it was like the freaking strike zone was this big because he knew that nobody could challenge anymore, and he started giving the Gigantes some stuff, and we had a strikeout fest going in spring training.
Yeah, it's interesting because Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager, said he's been obsessed with ABS and challenge and making sure that his players have this competitive advantage. Well, sure enough, Aaron Judge challenged a, what was it, a 1-0 pitch that the umpire called a strike. It wasn't a strike. It was a ball. It becomes 2-0 later in the count. He hits the home run that helps him win the game, thrill. And I mean, obviously, brilliantly used right there. If I feel like it's 100% ball in my mind,
Yeah,
I'll use it every time. I don't care if it's the first inning. I don't care if it's the first pitch. So long as I know I'm not going to be wrong, right? Then I'm
yeah.
going to do it. So and the argument there is,
Ah, nice job of hitting there, Patrick. I haven't seen
well,
Patrick Bailey go the other way and get a base knock in a long time. That was actually a nice job of hitting.
who's the first base coach for the Giants?
That is Shane Robinson. He was our minor league base running coordinator last year. Look at
That's
that.
a nice
That was,
piece.
that was actually a nice job of hitting, Patrick. Correct. Nice job. Yeah, boy.
Good job by Castellanos coming over, back in it, getting in the
Yeah.
corner. He's
You know
not known
what?
for his defense.
You know what? I didn't even know that Castellanos was with the Padres until, I saw the lineup today. I was like, hell, I said he's going to be a little bit of a presence in there.
They want some love, man. The guys on the bench are always looking for love.
They always want love, and I'm like over here looking at the signs for the third base coach. I don't
Yeah,
have.
I got
Yeah,
business to
I
attend
ain't
to.
got time to give you love. I got shit I got going on out on the field. I got signs I got to get. I got to get my lead. I got to make sure the pitcher isn't doing anything funny.
You get on the base. It's simple. You flash the outs, 1 out. You check the outfielders. All right, where they at? How's the infield playing? Cool. Get ready to get my lead. Making sure I'm looking for any funky pickoff moves or whatever else, and I'm thinking about ripping the bag. I don't
Yeah,
have time to give you fucking love. Holy
yeah.
shit, man. It's just my thoughts.
Here we go. We got a challenge. Boom! They
Oh, he
punched out.
caught.
They punched out Schmitty on that one.
I mean, that's a bold challenge. And Matt Chapman, yes, sir, my dude. It's crazy. He stayed inside the ball because you see how the left fielder goes this way and
Yeah,
the ball ends up back here.
yeah,
And it tells me Chapman,
yeah.
for he's here, pulls it,
So
goes like this, and then
yeah.
comes back.
So when
Good,
when you
really
stay
good job.
inside, the ball really good, a lot of times besides going straight, it like you get that reverse spin. It's almost like that inside out spin kind of thing.
So, Thrill, let's get to the point here. Do you like the ABS? Yes or no?
No,
Why not?
they're taking the human element out the game. I mean, we got 4 umpires out there that are busting their ass. They're trying to do the best that they can. I mean, up until this year, as you well know, and everybody else knows, I mean, they had a fucking box on TV, and you had to go through the box. Now you got this computer, that, hey, yeah. Let me ask you this because I don't know. I haven't had a chance to ask an umpire. Where is the box located for the ABS? Is it located at the front of the plate? Is it located in the middle of the plate? Is it
Middle.
located at the back of the plate? Because
Middle.
that is going to that's going to change whether I can, give my hat or not.
It's middle.
It's the
So it
middle?
used to be the front. but there's a bunch of shit that was crossed in the front and then ended up in the dirt. And they're like, dude, we can't do this. So they put it in the middle. Every guy then got measured and they have their strike zone, whatever. But you're not a fan of the calls that have been overturned that basically they've changed a lot of games, Thrill.
Yeah, I know what you're talking, but I mean, how much are we going to take this? I mean, seriously. I mean, we already went through the metrics analytic part of this freaking game where everybody's going ape shit about the metrics and the numbers and trying to take what we did as gut instinct and putting it into a number form. Okay, you can't do a lot of that sort of shit. Now you got umpires, and hey, look, it's the same thing with the freaking players. They're going to swing and flat out miss. Sometimes the umpires, they're going to miss a call. It might be, but they're not missing a call because they're not trying. It's just maybe had a bad angle or whatever it might be. All right. You cannot take the human element out of the game. You can't do it. And that's what they're doing slowly but surely. What are you going to do? You going to put a fucking robot up to hit next? And
No, I don't.
I'm gonna be there with a fucking joystick running the robot. Come on, man.
I don't want a robot to hit. I don't want a robot to pitch. I want a robot to call balls and strikes though. Because
You know
I
what?
want the fucking
That's
call
you.
right, Thrill.
That's
I
you.
just want it fucking right.
That's you. Because you, motherfucker, wanted it fucking right all the time. You wanted everybody to be absolutely perfect. And I'm telling you right now,
The umpire, yes.
when I played, if you didn't get along with the umpire behind home plate, you better fucking swing, motherfucker, because that shit would be that far outside. Ooh, they'd ring you up, okay? So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. I want it right all the time. I want it right all the time. Fuck you. Fucking
But
man
all of
up.
us,
Hey, guess what? Guess what? If you didn't miss the fastball or the breaking ball fucking 2 pitches earlier, you wouldn't have got to that point.
hey, all of us can't run into Angel Hernandez in the hotel bar and buy him some fucking beers to get calls the next day, man. Angel Hernandez wasn't going to take the beer I buy him. He took yours, though. Holy shit. You played the system better than everybody else.
Oh, you're the best. You're the best, bro.
Oh,
That's so funny right there.
so good. So good. 4-0 Giants, man. 1 out in the third. Logan Webb was fucking terrific. 50 pitches in, Thrill.
Oh, let's see what we got.
Oh, runner goes. Tatis.
I couldn't see. Did that ball make it to second base or did the shortstop have to pick it?
No, I made it. This kind of it was fading.
Okay. I
Let's
don't
take
know
a look.
why,
Yeah,
but Bailey loves to throw. Look, sidearm.
he
And you see
rushed
how
it
the ball
wide.
you see how the ball tails? That's a
Yeah.
perfect view right there. That ball's tailing into the runner, up the line. Arise actually did a good job because he's coming from second base, circling around. Now he's got to damn near dive the other way because the ball's coming over that way. I love Patrick Bailey. Don't get me wrong, but every now and then throw a four seamer down there. Throw something that's true. Come on, man.
I think he's just trying to get rid of it so quick. That's like, ah.
No, you're right. You're right, and the reason being, and this goes back to what we were talking about. Metrics, all I care about is pop times and release times. I'm caring about accuracy. You get it down there accurately, you got a shot at getting the guy out. Just ask Pudge Rodriguez, because that's all he did was throw pea rockets right on the bag all the time.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is catch it and go, boom, you're out.
Yes, he did, man. What was it like playing with him?
Ah, dude, he's such a mess. I legitimately. Oh, what we got there? A little punch out or a walk?
No, walk, man.
A
First
walk?
and second. Padres
All
are
right.
getting into this thing.
First and second. So, I mean, I legitimately had to tell Pudge, hey, look, quit picking down the first base. You can only pick down the first base when I put something on. If I don't put anything on, do not pick down there. I said, because I can't even get off the bag because you're so goddamn quick. I can't even get out to my position. And then I have to turn around, run back to first base because he's got a freaking 94-mile-an-hour heat seeker coming down there. I'm like, Pudge, come on, dude. We'll do it. We'll do it, but we're going to do it together. I'm going to pick when I think a guy's got a big lead.
Jackson Merrill, a base hit. Here comes Tatis scoring. Machado hustling into third. The Padres are in business. Runners at first and third, a 1 out, and they're on the scoreboard now, 4-1.
Yeah. Merrill had some good passes his last at bat. He just missed one or two.
Dude, that was nasty. It was a changeup below the zone.
But you also saw it was a changeup down and in. It wasn't a changeup down and away. And so he kind of just missed his location.
Giants pitching coach, who's that?
Massage, what's his name? Dude. We got his name's Hunter. All right, so we got 2 Hunters in there, and I don't know the last names. I'm like, sorry about it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Are they Tony Vitello's hires?
Yes. The hitting coach, Hunter Mintz, he came from the Blue Jays. And then we got 2 pitching coaches that came from Tennessee with Vitello. Jesse Chavez, the old Braves reliever from last year, is our bullpen coach. So they got a bullpen dude down there, Jesse Chavez. He spent a lot of time in the major leagues.
Yes, he did. We got a 1-0 pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Runners at first and third. Once again, Thrill, we're in a situation where you're the hitter. You're doing everything you can to get that runner home. Obviously, you want to avoid the double play. We need something in the air to the outfield. 2-0 pitch, sinker in. Good pitch.
That was a good pitch.
How about this fucking guy, man? The cowboy hat, the shades on, the old Padres sweat jacket.
Yeah, he's ready to go, that guy.
I mean, how can you not be romantic about baseball when you see a dude like that sitting right behind home plate?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Looks like Webb and I have the same haircut, man. It's kind of faded up.
There you go. We got you work it.
Foul ball.
Foulage, ballage.
Okay.
Hey, you were talking about being behind home plate. I don't know whether it's because of the Yankees or Giants or first game of the year or what, but you know the dude that's got the Marlins jersey that always sits behind home plate?
Of course.
I met him.
What was he like?
He was in San Francisco. I met him.
What was he like?
Good dude. But he's talking about, games that he went to and the shit that he saw and all that. And I'm like, sorry, dude, I don't remember that game.
I mean, the pitch to Bogaerts pulled foul. The only question a Marlins man would be, yo, dude, you listen to the podcast? Anyone in particular ask about the podcast, mention the podcast?
Oh, I get that all the time. I get the hey, you and Byrnes are the freaking best on the podcast. Y'all talk so much shit. All right, let's see what we got right here. See if we can't get a ground ball.
Runner going. Yes, he was going. Brilliant move by the Padres. Good job. That's why you put the runner in motion.
Hey, guess what? Put the runner in motion and you can't get the double play. That's what we used to do back in the day. Now there's way too much base to base to base. No, get the guys in motion, man. Not only do you have now, you got a runner scored, you got a man at second now. So all you need is another blast and it's a tie ball game, or you can get a base hit and it's a 1-run game.
Yeah. So here we go. Runner at second base is 4-2 now. If you bet on the over-under of this game, that's another base hit.
Ah,
Thrill. That's going to be 4-3
we just
unless
we
there's a
just
miraculous
we
play, which
flat
is
out just
there's not.
called it. We just called it. You know, they did a good job putting a runner in play in motion. Put him in motion. Break up the double play possibility. Now Andahar comes up there and dumps one in there and gets an RBI. It's a one-run game now.
What a nice piece of hitting right here by Andujar.
Yeah.
Watch this.
This is also one of those things too where, I mean, I hate to say it, but that bases loaded situation we saw with the Gigantes comes back to haunt you. Not being able to get a run on that bases loaded situation. We could have blown
Yeah,
this game.
I couldn't agree more, man.
Yeah, we could have blown this game wide open early.
Every opportunity like that matters. Yeah, this is interesting. The OU. Let's see here. I gotta believe. I mean, last night it was I think 8, and
We got some action
tonight
in the
is
pen already.
probably
Good Lord.
similar because you had Webb on the mound. Look at how much European cut pants he wears. Did you get a chance to talk to, spend any time around Harrison Bader?
Oh, I spent a bunch of time with him. And I told him you were talking about him and wondering how he's doing. He says, "Tell my man I said hey." I'm like, "All right, I'll pass it on. No problems."
I like him, dude. I mean, he's just been a good guy that brings juice to the ballpark every single
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
and he's a good teammate. A lot of fun to be around. Talk some smack. I like guys like that.
yeah, that's who we are. It's what we do. All
Yeah.
right, bro. Anything else you want to get to before we go tonight? I'm pretty fucking hungry, man.
Oh, what we got for
What's
dinner
on
tonight?
Smell-O-Vision, by the way?
What is on Smell-O-Vision?
Tara's up. Like I can now hear her, right? Because we're downstairs. My upstairs TV is not working. That's why we're actually down in the. I don't know what you want to call this. It's kind of cool though. I mean, it's you
Was
look
this
around here.
was this where the black bear was entering your house?
Oh fuck yeah, man! You want to see it? Watch this.
No, no, I
Right
don't want to
there.
see it.
That's the window.
That's the window right there. He came in.
This is a window that Tara leaves open all the time. And look at it. She's inviting Yogi to come in again. Shocker.
We got freaking Yogi and Boo Boo coming in to see the Byrneses.
Yeah. So yeah, this is usually it's funny because when the kids were little, this is where I used to hang out. This was my spot, right? You got the pool table, we got the ping pong that we put over the pool. You got, these are all it's the memorabilia, the bar, everything. And the kids now have taken over this spot because all three of the kids, their rooms are downstairs here. So I don't spend nearly as much time down here as I used to. But as you can see, Thrill, I mean, look at the net, man. Like that's full blowing net. Like we're ready to go. We're ready to bang baseballs at any time. And this is the whole iPad has been sitting on a bucket of baseballs tonight.
You sound hey, props to you. That's like me having the balls in the cage so that Trey and I can go down there and whack away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right there in the garage with the Buick LeSabre.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's watch this half inning, and then we'll go. Is that cool?
Yeah, we got a pitching change. New guy by the name of Hart.
All right, Kyle Hart. He has pitched in one game thus far, 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. Looks like a tall left-handed pitcher. Adonis 2 for 2. It's nice to see him getting into a little groove, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we could use to get him hot here early in the season. He didn't get hot last year until late in the season.
Little leg kick. If he runs well, he should be 3 for 3. Oh fuck! You gotta. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you gotta beat that out, but maybe it's just not fast enough.
I don't know, either that or it takes forever for them to drop the bat now.
Let's see. There's a leg kick. Whenever. All right. Let me explain something to everybody at home. So, whenever, as a right-handed hitter, whenever you're able to get out front like this, immediately in my mind, I was thinking infield hit. Ready? It's this. It is called jailbreak, where you're already running towards first base. So, on a normal time to first base, I was usually about 4-1, 4-2, right on the dot, right? Somewhere between 4-1 and 4-2 every time.
Yeah,
When I was jailbreak, 3-9 or better. It was
yeah,
fucking on, man.
yeah, yeah. It's almost like it's almost like a track star. Getting a running start. Same kind of shit.
That's
So
exactly it. By the way, for everybody watching at home, I just want to let you guys know that my wife's upstairs cheering for the Padres.
yes, she is, because she used to be the Friar.
She's a backup Friar thrill. So
She
she
was a
wasn't with the
backup
first two.
Friar. Excuse me. She was a backup
Numero
Friar,
dos.
but she worked in the front office for the Padres.
The Pod Squad, man. She was a Pod Squad. It's
The
kind of like
Pod
the
Squad.
Padre
The
cheerleaders
Pod
that.
Squad. My name's Tara. I'm with the Pod Squad.
That's how I met her, bro. My wife, my kids, like none of it would be possible without the Pod Squad. So like, let's not rag on the Pod Squad too much. We actually like to celebrate the Pod
Hey,
Squad.
hey, you got a good one out the Pod Squad. Nice job.
Well, it's only because she went and met me at In Cahoots that night.
Ha ha
And then, oh, look at Devers. That's routine ground ball. So then, the story is this: she was working for the Pod Squad. I saw her. I gave Mark Bellhorn $100, and I go, Belly, keep my $100. If I don't talk to this chick before this series is over, it's yours. I said, if I talk to her, just give me my $100 back. I said, at the time I wasn't making any money, so that would really motivate me to have to go out of my way to talk to her. So then I grabbed this little kid, and he was like sitting next to me, and I asked this man, I said, hey, is there any way you can go get this woman? And she's over there talking, like hosting like a group of people that were on the field. And so the guy is like, yeah, sure. It's like, go over there, whatever. So she comes back and she's like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah. I said, I just want to introduce you to my little buddy here. And she goes, hi, Caden. And he's like, hi, Kawa. And it was like 6 years old. Seriously, his name's Caden. And sure enough, I'm like, oh shit. I said, I'm busted. I just wanted to meet you. My name's Eric. Yeah. Then had a short conversation, and then just kind of like was prying a little bit. And it's like, she told me like there's a bunch of like pod squatters and like bunch of the Potters employees. They go out to In Cahoots every Wednesday night. And I said, all right, it's on. I'll see you there. And then there was some line dancing, some this and that. And of course, I tried to get her to come home with me the first night. She says no. I'm like, oh, this is a good thing. This is a good sign. And then after that, I got her number, but I forgot her name. And so I had to have my buddy call and just randomly and be like, hey, who's this? And she's like, this is Tara. Like, who's this? And it's like, oh, this is Mike, this and that. And then he hangs up. He's like, hey, dude, her name's Tara. I'm like, oh, thanks. So then I called her, and then I got sent down the next day. This story keeps getting better and better. I got sent down the next day to Sacramento. So I'm like, well, we'll see how much she really likes me, right? And we danced all night, whatever else. And I get sent back to Sacramento. So I'm in Sacramento, and she was going up to visit a friend at Cal. And when she went up to visit the friend at Cal, I convinced her to stop by to come to a River Cats game, and then that was it. Now we got 3 kids and a house, and I mean, just
The
the
great
white picket
life, the
fence.
whole works.
Yeah, whatever. That's
Yeah,
good, man. And we're still married, and as you know, like it's not always easy, but I think
yeah,
Deuces Wild and No Filter Network just keeps everyone honest around here, and
yeah. And
we
you got mom and dad's taxi service, and you've moved up to being represented by Car Shield.
oh dude, I'm without Car Shield, like marriage is probably over. Good for Car Shield, man. We love Car Shield.
Oh yeah, we love us some Car Shield. I hope I
Thrill
hope they
lady.
don't I hope they don't boot us because we're good. We talk good about them.
Well, this is what I respect about Car Shield. You realize how many sponsors, like big time companies like a Car Shield or whatever else, like they want nothing to do with us. They're like, oh, they're too controversial. They talk too much shit. Car Shield don't give a fuck, man. Car Shield's like, hey, we're Americans, man. Red, white, and blue. Like, land of the free, home of the brave. Like, this is equal opportunity, freedom of speech. Car Shield. That's who they are. That's
There you go. There
we
you go.
represent what they represent, right?
We're with you, brother. We're with you.
In America, we move fast, baby. You don't want to get hit with big auto repairs like a fastball to the beans. That was one of the commercials.
Nice. Where the hell did you come up with that one?
I did. They fucking wrote it for me, man.
Oh, all right. All right.
All right. Thrill. All right. Any last things you want to get off your chest before we're out of here?
No, I mean, the Gigantes started out a little rough. They've played a little bit better here the last two games. They need to keep this lead that they have and maybe even try to get a little bit more of a lead. But long season. I just want to see them get off to a good start, against these really good teams that they're going to play for these first 2 weeks of the season.
I hear you. Well, 4-3 lead right now. It should be something that hopefully they'll be able to hold on to. We're only in the bottom of the fourth inning, so a lot of baseball still left to play. Nick Castellanos up to bat. Biggity Biscuit, Miss Tara, would you like to say hello to Thrill?
Biscuit Terra!
What do you got down there? Smellinor?
Yeah.
Here, this gets better. Look at this is Eleanor.
Eleanor.
She's a psycho.
How old is Eleanor?
Eleanor's only like 5, maybe? Yeah. Eleanor and Theodore are twins.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool. I got Doc and Romeo. So
you got 2 now? You got another one?
well, I mean, my wife bought the little midget model. That's Romeo, and then like 2 weeks later, I had already planned on getting Doc, and so I got Doc. So we got a big one and a midget one.
Oh, I
So
love it. All right, dude. Well, are we on for next week?
we are on for next week. I don't have anything going on, but I think the following week I'm gonna be in Richmond.
Okay.
I gotta check the schedule, and I will let you know. But I'm pretty sure that next week we're good.
All right, dude. Well, everyone out there, have a fantastic week. We'll be back with some daily hustles in between this Deuces Wild program and the next one. Just recapping baseball activities for the day. Line drive, right field. Nice play by Jung Hoo Lee.
And by the way, let me just finish off with Tommy Luke. Thank you for my Tony Gwynn Mr. Padre shirt. I really enjoyed wearing it during this broadcast against the Padres. So it brings back some great memories. Thank you.
That's pretty cool. And one last thing for everyone, everyone out there. By the way, hold on, the chat. I mean, for those of you listening to Apple or Spotify, by the way, we fire on the chat all night. Thrill, you're very active in the chat. I usually don't look at it too much. I try to focus on trying to get the most out of you. We got some characters in there, huh, tonight? Who we got? We got Ted, Linda,
We
Ryan.
got so our resident, I guess shall we say chatty Cathy is Ryan Raspberry. Ryan just chats the whole freaking night. And then Big Mike started jamming in on it a little bit. Linda's always pretty active early. Josh is up early. Joel and Ted. Paulie from Oz is always around. And JT, my man JT, he's always firing some crap at us. And I mean, we got 12 people in the chat room tonight, so we were doing pretty good. But
Like a Battleborn Mike, always there. Battleborn,
yeah.
you gotta come back on screen next time, man.
No, do not put him on the screen. Keep Battleborn off the screen.
Battleborn's exactly why we need you back on the screen.
he knows I'm teasing anyway. So
And Ryan speaking my language, he's like, "Oh, we're fucked now." Oh, I love this.
yeah, you're fucked now because I called you out, Ryan. It's like you're 650 freaking chats on the room. It's like Jesus, he's killing me.
Ryan, keep firing, dude. It's who you are. It's what you do, man.
Hey,
Don't
look,
let up.
he's a South Texas redneck. Fuck him.
My man. All right, hey, for everyone out there, one last thing.